Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Week 14 in the NFL wrapped up last night in Los Angeles. The Chargers beat the Eagles 22-19 in overtime. Jalen Hurts threw 4 picks in the loss. LA improves to 9-4 with the win. In other news, the Indianapolis Colts worked out 43-year-old quarterback Phillip Rivers this morning. Indianapolis lost Daniel Jones for the season. Backup Riley Leonard's dealing with a knee injury. Colts are 8-5 and will play in Seattle against the Seahawks Sunday at 4:25. In college football, Ohio State's Julian Sain was named one of 4 Heisman finalists, along with Indiana's Fernando Mendoza, Vandy's Diego Pavia, and Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love. Heisman's going to be given out next Saturday night. In college hoops, Ohio State's back at the shot on Tuesday. Buckeyes host number 14 Illinois at 7:30. Here on the Fan with coverage at 6:30. And despite what I said on T-Bone and Tyvis, the Blue Jackets are at the Hurricanes tonight at 7:30. This update sponsored by Germain Toyota, the best selection of new and used cars in Central Ohio. View the full selection of vehicles online at germaintoyota.net.
Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
I'm talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjorken. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy Austin Ward. My good buddy Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery's joining us.
Hi, everybody. Tom Tiberi here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah,
and then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only 2 guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
Let's do it live on a Tuesday edition of the program. Bo and the boys with you for the next 3. Loaded up. 10 o'clock, we hit you with the real truth. 10:30, Uncle Dami is going to drop by, as is customary. 11 o'clock, we will blitz the NFL. And at 11:30, a little bit of Shelley time as the Jackets are back in action. I did want to start with a quote from the immortal Kenny Powers. Season 1, Eastbound and Down. Oh, what do I know? I know that one of us had their own personal stylist, and one of us shoplifts their stuff from Fashion Bug. That's what I know. So where's this come from? Well, it's all going to make sense. So if you are a parent and you have a boy, I would say age 10 through, I feel like the sweet spot's 15. They are in this space with their hair that I would describe as unsightly, insane. If you don't have a child in this age group, what they are going for, the best I can tell, is some combination and some sort of a thread the needle between an Albert Einstein finger in a light socket, but push it all forward big into my face as much as I can. That's where they're at. It's a debacle. It's an unmitigated disaster. There's not a parent out there that has a boy that age that is not aware of where they are with this. It is a disaster every day. And sometimes a lot of the kids in NBC's grade, they will bleach their hair. So that's a great idea, is to bleach it. And so what they have is kind of this growing out chunks of white and then dark underneath and then just this hair going in a million directions. So I've been fighting this fight for about a year with NBC. And I finally got him on kind of a longer flowing kind of hopeful look. And Beamsy's now right in the middle of it. So everything, it's down and I guess it's what the kids are doing. And I have to acknowledge that I definitely had a mullet in middle school. Full stop. Had one. Had it. It was in. I want to say my freshman year of high school, an older kid decided to cut his hair short, and it was like, oh, maybe we can do that. That seemed to look all right. Let's do it that. And then it flipped, and that was it. But from probably, I would say, like 5th grade through 7th, I had some variation of a mullet. And I do remember at one point I took a specific amount of hair like in the middle. So I had a mullet everywhere else and then just a chunk of hair straight down. Just ran, who knows? Just kids do stupid stuff. I'm not immune to it. So it's been bugging me for a while. And they've had basketball games, and they're constantly touching it. And not just mine. They're all doing it. They're all touching it and their hair, and they're trying to get it up. And they do this thing where they push it back, and then they pull it down and just try to kind of prop it up. They kind of want like a ski jump thing. I don't know. So it came to a head this morning. And I'm watching NBC. So Beamsy is the quiet one. Like when I try to like make any sort of comments about his stuff, he just goes silent and shuts it down. And so there's no give and take. NBC wants to spar. Like let's go. Let's have it. Let's have at it this morning, Dad. So I go, dude, I don't know what you're going for, but this ain't it. What you're doing ain't it. This ain't it. I don't know what you're trying to get accomplished with it, but the way you're doing it with the product and the blow dry and just product on top of product, like this ain't it. You're not going to get what you want out of this. And he goes, oh, yeah? What do you know? And I snapped. And I said, well, I was on television for 15 years, and I don't know if you've heard of places called Charles Penzone and Kennis, but I used to go there, and I didn't even have to pay for the haircuts. That's what I know. And he goes, I don't even know where those places are. And I said, well, you should. You should. So I snapped. That was my snap today, was the Kenny Powers. And as I dropped him off from school today, I just couldn't stop laughing at the fact that I had basically done the Kenny Powers line to Tracy when she is not dressed the way that he wants her in evening wear at Cutler's Barbecue. And she comes down not in evening wear. And then the immortal line, oh, what do I know? I know that one of us had their own personal stylist, and one of us shoplifts their stuff from Fashion Bug. That's what I know. So that was my morning. Did your parents ever intercede? Because then I started to think, I was talking to my wife, and I'm like, I don't remember like my dad, who I know there's no way he liked anything that I did at that time. I don't remember him ever saying anything. And she goes, yeah, I don't remember my parents doing that either. I think we just kind of got to lay back on this. And so I guess that's what I'm going to do from here on out. Like today was the mass escalation of it. But I think I'm going to lay back. Did you guys ever have a haircut or a style that you wore that your parents were like, dude, what are we doing here?
I don't think they ever expressed it. I kind of wish they had, because I buzzed my hair in high school and most of college. Like it was my mid-20s before I ever did anything with it. And so that's a. You
just went like a one all over?
Mm-hmm. Because it was easy. You didn't have to do anything with it.
Yeah, that's true.
You had
no maintenance.
Hair and soap, or water and soap, and your hair was usually clean. The Charles Penzone popped me a little bit because, yeah, how would a 15-year-old know what the hell Charles Penzone is? Although now you should take him and just be like, this is how it's done, son.
It was so great. I mean, I didn't pay for a haircut from the time I was on television at age 20. I didn't pay for my haircut from age 20 till I was off Channel 10.
Was that a work perk?
2015, yeah. Yeah. So from, I don't know, like 98 to 2015, I didn't pay for a haircut.
Bo, I think there's an easy solution to your problem here.
Yeah.
You just introduce them to your co-host, Eric Reeser, and his barber. Because Reese's hair is always looking fly. So I think there's an easy solution here.
They are rebelling against anything like that.
Yeah, you can't introduce it to them.
Like they're going to have to get there on their own. I'm trying to make the best of a bad spot. That's where I'm at right now. And trust me, I will say for both NBC and Beamsy, there are kids way worse. Like if you see that, you have to see this in the high school football when you're doing it. You have to just look on the sidelines and you're seeing this, what these kids are doing.
I think in the high school, it's not as bad. I think they're over that in the high school. I think it's still in the middle schools a little bit, at least down here.
Oh,
like they all have longer hair, but I feel like down here at least that everything pushed forward, all in their eyes.
Starting to fade.
Yeah, I think in the high schools down here, that's faded a little bit.
There's got to be a point of delineation where they just stop caring.
I would tell you that what you just said is basically their ethos right now.
Okay.
So their entire operation, from what I can tell, and this is middle school all the way through high school, because we go to the high school games and stuff, and I see how the kids dress. From what I can tell, the standard operating procedure on a go-to-school outfit or a go-to-any sort of activity outfit is the baggiest sweats that you can wear, some form of Birkenstock or UGG.
And socks.
So They wear all of them have Birkenstocks. They either wear the clogs or then they have like the low Ugg things for the snow. Biggest, baggiest sweats that you can wear, and then like a hoodie. And then they're allergic to coats. They don't want to wear coats ever. Like you try to get a kid to wear a coat now, forget it. 20 degrees? Nope. Hoodie. That's all I need. And then their retort when you say it's cold is, well, I'm only going from one warm place to the next. I'm only outside for 2 minutes. I'm just getting in and out of a car. What's the problem? And then I go, okay, fine. But yeah, they're where you're at. They are, when you say past stop caring, we've blown past that. That's 3 years ago. Now, I did hear that there was something going on social where they were talking about trying to, like, somebody on one of these TikTokers or something was talking about quarter zips as now they'll go the other way. So maybe my hunch is like in 3 months, they're going to be wearing like quarter zips to school because some TikToker said so. That's my hunch on how this all tracks out.
It's all cyclical, right? Like what was new, what is old is new again. And then it'll just go like quarter zips are in for a year and then they're out.
The great Tom Sprouse. The great Tom Sprouse, of course, who handles just the expert level at the Memorial Tournament and just one of the best men about town you're ever going to find. He just texted me. He goes, nope, still a thing. Dropped off my youngest at Miami this year, and it's a picture of his son, and he's got it. He's got the massive hair. I hope it flips at some point, Tommy. I hope. At some point. I hope it changes. Look, I think we all... Tyvus, I feel attacked right now. I'm wearing baggy sweats, and I never... See? He's a 31-year-old middle schooler. Don't feel attacked. You're just like them. It's no different. And he's playing video games just like them. There's no difference.
And he's got big hair now.
He does. He's got great hair now.
Good hair now.
Boy, why they got to get LeBron should have went to his guy or gal. They did it right. LeBron never could get it to take.
Does seem like LeBron's embracing it now.
Well,
finally.
He tried everything.
Finally.
Tried it all. All right, lots of fun on the program today. We've got a Heisman finalist, and that's never something to be taken lightly. We got the Buckeyes and the Jackets in action tonight. We had a Monday night football game that was competitive. I do not think it was classic, but also a little bit of a big theme that is happening in the National Football League. That is something that probably needs to be addressed. We'll get into all of that coming up next. We're off and running on a Tuesday. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye. Dormar, you're kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Now get a sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small coffee for just $5. Only at McDonald's for a limited time. Price and participation may vary. Single item at regular price excludes tax.
Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
'Tis the season to be hungry at Roosters. That's why for every $50 spent on Roosters gift cards, you'll receive a $10 Rooster Buck back in your stocking. May your holidays be filled with friends and family, love and laughter, and of course, Roosters Wings. Go to roosterswings.com today or drop by any Roosters location to purchase your $50 holiday gift cards and receive a $10 Rooster Buck in return. Happy holidays from all of us at Roosters. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hey, it's Anthony, and it's Happy Honda Days at your main Honda of Dublin. What am I going to give you? How about rates as low as 0%? You want no payments for 90 days? You got it. Do you have a trade-in? I'll make sure Rich gives you an extra $1,000 for your trade. Yep, an extra $1,000. Or I'll slide you right into a brand new Honda with leases starting from only $239 a month. Happy Honda Days right now at your main Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at yourmainhondaofdublin.com.
What's better than giving a gift everyone wants? Getting free gas and groceries by earning perks on gift cards purchased at Giant Eagle Market District and Get-Go. Choose from hundreds of gift cards to make everyone merry at Giant Eagle Market District and Get-Go.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of the biggest reasons people get new windows, Wilson, is that old windows make for an uncomfortable house with crazy high roller coaster energy bills.
Leslie, people love being uncomfortable on roller coasters. The ups, the downs, the gurgling in your stomach because you had 5 corn dogs before getting on.
Did that happen to you, Wilson?
What? No.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
T-Bone and Tybus.
Cooper Flag. He played in Maine. He from Maine? Yes, he is from Maine. They said the whole
Never
state.
even heard of somebody being from Maine.
T-Bone and Tybus Mornings on the Fan is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Getting a live Christmas tree to plant after the holidays? Well, here are some tips. In the house, keep it away from heat sources that could wake it up out of dormancy. You don't want that. Dig your hole now before the ground freezes. Or if you plan to wait till spring, you need to protect roots from extreme cold with mulch or straw. And move it from the warm house to an unheated area like a garage temporarily to make the transition outside more gentle. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the Ohio chapter of the International Society of Arboriculture at treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy skies are expected here for today, but it will be a warmer day with highs into the upper 30s this afternoon. Also fairly breezy, southerly winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then as we head into tomorrow, we're tracking even windier conditions as we see our next weather system building through. That's going to bring us some rain and snow showers and highs into the 40s. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. The final season of Yellowstone might just be Bo's dad live on YouTube. What's the difference anyway? This is Bishop and Friends.
And playoff time means brackets. Mountain Dew and the Fan are giving you a shot at $500 in our annual college football playoff bracket contest. Just fill out your 12-team bracket before the first game kicks off on December 19th. Enter now at 971thefan.com. I'll tell you, you get Notre Dame involved in something, and obviously they had a heck of a day yesterday, and then all of a sudden all of the folks want to comment on college football. And one of the things that drove me nuts yesterday, and it, not quite as much as my kid's hair, but damn near, was how folks commenting about college football that had no idea the process. The amount of national people I heard yesterday talk about, why is Tulane in this? Why is James Madison in this? Those are not the two of the 12 best teams in the country. And it's like, man, can we just go back down to breaking down Shedeur Sanders on the All-22? Can we just go back to that? This isn't your playground. Like, you don't understand what's going on here. And that was kind of a constant drone yesterday, was the lack of understanding about how this thing is actually put together. We had Monday Night Football last night. The Chargers outlast the Eagles 22-19. It goes to overtime. I'll tell you, Jalen Hurts was really, really bad in this game. He was really bad, really struggled through 4 interceptions. The Eagles aren't a good football team right now, but they're not alone. We are in the middle of, and we'll blitz the NFL coming up at 11, get into some Bengals and Browns as the show goes along as well. We are in the middle of, and this, I finally kind of got it sorted out with my picks a little bit last couple of weeks, but we are in the middle of a seismic change in who is good in the National Football League. We have been used to the last 4 or 5, maybe 7, 8 years of seeing these teams behave a certain way this time of year. So I'm talking about the Chiefs, who are out. They're not making the postseason, guys. They're done. It's cooked. For whatever reason, Patrick Mahomes cannot throw the ball down the field anymore. Not the way that he used to. And some of it's weapons, maybe it's scheme, but he's not who he was. Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. They might be cooked too. The only thing that might save him is just how bad that division is. That might save him. But he's not right. And at the end of the season, it's going to be one of two things. Either there are a bunch of injuries that Lamar Jackson has that were not disclosed, which is what I kind of think is what's going on, or he is in the middle of, and maybe Mahomes is there too, of sometimes these guys just fall off a cliff. Like sometimes it just happens. I mean, there's a great many examples of this throughout the history of the league of guys who are great and then all of a sudden just not. I tend to think with Lamar that it's more the former, that they're actually hiding some injuries with him than the latter, that all of a sudden he's just not effective anymore. Mahomes, I think, is a really interesting case because it's kind of been trending this way for the last couple of years. Even last year as they got to the Super Bowl, he was clutch, but it was not the high-flying Kansas City team that we saw when they first burst on the scene. Even Buffalo with Josh Allen, they are not what they were a couple of years ago. You think about Burrow. And Cincinnati. Joe Burrow is going to miss the playoffs for the second straight year in Cincinnati. They haven't sniffed it since getting to the Super Bowl a few years ago. Now, some of that's injury, but that's part of the sport, certainly. And if you were to say best quarterbacks in the league, you would have said over the last 4 or 5 years, it was always Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, and Burrow. And then the Eagles. They're not right, guys. They're not. There's a lot going on here. Now, they're still likely going to win that division because it's not very good, and they're still going to get in, but there's nothing scary about them. And so we have to get to a point with the National Football League where we acknowledge things have changed, and some new teams are jumping in. A team like the Rams have jumped, they won it, jumped out. Now they've jumped back in. But in the AFC, this is a massive change to the way we view that conference.
I don't think any team's great week to week. I certainly think some teams have weeks they're really good, but I think there's so much parity, and I think that with the names like Drake May, Bo Nix, are your top 2 quarterbacks, or at least the quarterbacking the top 2 teams in the AFC. You know, Jordan Love and Matt Stafford are quarterbacking the 2 top teams in the NFC, but everybody else has kind of done this by piecemeal all season. Like you look at the Buccaneers and the 49ers. I mean, Tampa's playing Baker Mayfield, bro. Are we looking at Baker and going like, dude, do you just want to hang it up for a season and just get right? Same with Lamar. Mahomes, I don't know if it's injuries. I think to your point, it's a little regression. I mean, he's throwing at people's feet. He's throwing at people's shoulders. It's like, that's not where you got to put the football, man. So I don't know if teams are trying to figure out like identity crises at week 14, but it's not a good time to be doing that.
I think also you see that teams get old quick.
Yeah.
I mean, quicker than ever before, I think.
We're talking about Mahomes and the Chiefs, and I mean, they've been doing this since 2018. And so you do that, and then you pay these guys to keep guys together, and your roster gets older, and you just don't have any new guys coming in. I think it's one of the things that made the Patriots and their run so ridiculous was they would cut bait with guys.
They would, yeah.
They would keep Brady, and they would, have pieces around him that they would move around, but they would cut bait. They made sure they were good at the line, on the line of scrimmage and the pass rush and things like that. But Brady never really had a real great receiver that was there for a long time. Like Randy Moss was there. I mean, Julian Edelman was great, but he was like an undersized slot guy that was an overachiever. And
it was Welker early, and then it went into Edelman, and then Moss was in there, and then Gronk was in there. Like he had a decent stretch of either Moss or Gronk, and then before Aaron Hernandez murdered people, like Aaron Hernandez was a big time weapon. But yeah, to your point, like they had a system, they acclimated. When guys got old, they got rid of them and they moved on pretty quickly. And here's the other thing about Brady, and this is pretty remarkable, and obviously some of this stuff will never, his career is never going to be touched. I say that pretty emphatically. But the interesting thing about Brady is, I was thinking about this. I'm not sure he ever played a meaningless game.
No.
Like, they never missed the postseason when he was the quarterback. So I don't think.
Even with the Buccaneers.
No, I don't think he ever played a meaningless game. He always got to the postseason. The only time they didn't make it in New England is when he got hurt early in the season, and Matt Castle, I still think they won 10 games that year or something like that.
I think they won 11.
Okay, maybe they went 11-5 with Castle, but no, they never fell off a cliff. Like, he never played a meaningless December game. Like, how many meaningless December games has Joe Burrow had to play? How many now Mahomes is going to have to do that.
And counting.
And counting. Yeah, the whole month is going to be meaningless. Mahomes has never had to do it either until now. He's not officially there yet, but he's close.
And that's what makes this so weird with them, is we're not used to this with him.
No.
They've always been in the mix.
No, he had a stretch from 18 to 22 that is as good as it's as good as the quarterback position has ever been played in the history of the league, and wins too, all of it. And they've accomplished all of these things. He hasn't had a quarterback rating over 100 since 2022, though. Mahomes hasn't. 22, he 67%, 50 yards, 8.1 an attempt, 41 touchdowns, 12 picks. The next year it goes down to 41-83, 27-14, then 39-28, 26-11, 33-98 so far this year. Just 22 touchdowns, 10 picks. He's only completing 63% of his passes. I mean, it's there. And Lamar's in the same spot, but these guys are getting up. Here's the crazy thing. Mahomes is only 30. Like, Brady played till his mid-40s. Is there going to be a shift into a different way of doing it? Or is their roster, I just am fascinated to know what's happened to them, because they've been omnipresent in our life, the Chiefs have, for the last decade, always in the mix, and they're not. They're going to play December games that don't matter. And what are they now, the 10 seed if it started right now in the AFC? I think they're the 10. There's almost no path for them. They've got 7 losses already. Even if they win out, they don't have the tiebreakers over Houston anymore, because Houston just beat them.
And Mahomes,
all of a sudden, what's that?
Well, I was just going to say, with Mahomes, and it's Brady's tough because he's the unicorn. He's the ultimate unicorn. But Mahomes has played so much extra football, and his style of play. I mean, we've seen him limp through how many playoff games?
Yeah.
I mean, limping around, just clearly injured. But how is that all coming back right now at the worst time for them?
I don't know, but we're gonna have new teams in the mix. We're gonna have new teams in the NFC, new teams in the AFC, in the conference championship games. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really wide open, fun NFL postseason. We'll have much more in the NFL as the program goes along. We'll blitz it at 11, get into the Browns and the Bengals as the show goes along as well. Interesting weekend for different reasons for both of those teams. Coming up next, we have a Heisman finalist. Brian Hartline is introduced down in Tampa. Speaking of Kenny Powers, and Ryan Day's thoughts on being the 2 seed. Look at all that coming up in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan. El Dorado Scioto Downs is your Caesars Rewards destination. And big news, Scioto Downs has been chosen to host the prestigious Breeders' Crown in 2026, featuring 12 championship races. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. Visit Caesars.com/Scioto Downs for details.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day. The water's standing in the tub. My toilets will not flush. The smell's getting bad in here. I need help in a rush.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or cash prize this holiday season with a Home for the Holidays raffle. And help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish Kids. One lucky winner will be announced on December 24th, so get your $100 ticket now. Just visit ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org to buy your tickets. That's ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up with you?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, here's what's up on a Tuesday edition of the program. The Heisman finalists were announced. Julian Sayin among them. He joins Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia, and Jeremiah Love as the 4 Heisman finalists who were invited to the Downtown Athletic Club for the ceremony on Saturday. Reese has a vote. I have a vote as well. One of the big things with the Heisman, I respect the heck out of it, and I never take the responsibility lightly. I've gone over my process many times, like how did you play in the 5 toughest games your team played. Those are my criteria for it. The idea being that everybody plays 5 tough games. The other thing with the Heisman that I'm very, very cognizant of is the Heisman announces the Heisman. So you're never going to hear me give you any lean on what I was thinking in the Heisman or where I went with the Heisman. I know Reese feels the same way. One thing that I did tell you a little over a month ago was that if you thought Fernando Mendoza was going to win the Heisman, then parlay it with Indiana winning the Big Ten, because one thing can't happen without the other. And I think that probably would have been something. I did get somebody message me and saying that they took advantage of that. Put a little soft earn on that all the way back in October. And so my hunch is that'll probably play out pretty well. I will tell you this. A guy that was on my ballot is not among these 4. So that's did you Reese, without giving anything away, did you have a guy on your ballot that was not among these 4?
I did not. My ballot had all 3 of the 4.
3 of those 4. Yeah. I think I'm very interested to see. I think one thing to look at with this is the fact that it's 3 Northern players and 1 Southern player. And so if the Southern block went all Pavia without him playing, that could be a way for him to jump in and steal it. He could do that because the ballots are spread around the country pretty evenly, and it did take. Now I don't know who else in the South you were necessarily going to invite. There was some momentum for Jacob Rodriguez, the Texas Tech linebacker, and the way he played. But there really wasn't anybody else down there that group could kind of rally behind. And so I think it's going to be really tight at the top my hunch is between Pavia and Mendoza is kind of my hunch on how this thing kind of breaks. But it is noteworthy, I think, that 3 of the 4 are Northern players.
Yeah, I do think you'll see it Mendoza, Pavia, and I'm very interested to see where the numbers go from Pavia to Sayin. I think for Jeremiah, similarly for Jeremiah Love and for Jeremiah Smith, what kind of a vote accumulation they got, how many second, third place votes they got. and then where in the country where Jeremiah Love votes, where in the country where Jeremiah Smith votes, to your point, where in the country where Jacob Rodriguez votes, did Dante Moore get any? Because I think that Monday after, so it's next Saturday night, the Heisman Trophy ceremony on ABC. That Monday, they'll release the top 10 and kind of the points accumulations that those 10 recipients got. And I think for Pavia, Ty Simpson had a bunch of love and then did not take care of the football down the stretch of the season. They forgot about Ryan Williams, and so I'd be very surprised if he creaked into the top 10 at all. But yeah, it feels like Southern love's going to Pavia, and that's what's propelling him onto that Heisman finalist stage.
I do think that will be interesting is where the SEC votes went. Yeah. And if they all had Pavia, they all went towards Pavia, is he going to be able to steal this thing? Because as you mentioned, there's 3 guys all right here in a small little circle in Love, Sayin, and Mendoza that are all going to be taking votes from each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if the Southern Bloc just went all Pavia, I mean, we need Kornacki for this to break this all down. But if the Southern Bloc went all Pavia, then he might steal it at that point. I am curious to see if the Northern Bloc all went Mendoza 1, though, which in case that would flip it right back to even. So I think that will be very, very interesting how that all shakes out. You could argue, I don't know where college football is such a mess right now with the calendar and all of it. I still think the Heisman needs to be a regular season award. I know Doug and some others have talked about putting it at the end of the playoff, and I understand why you would maybe want to do that, but I think that also would essentially turn into the best player on the best team. And sometimes it's that anyway, but I think you would never have for example, you wouldn't have had Travis Hunter last year. He wouldn't have won the Heisman, and he deserved the Heisman in every single way. Like Diego Pavia wouldn't even be invited if you did it at the end of the playoff. He wouldn't even be invited, and he probably should be invited based on the year. Jeremiah Love wouldn't even be invited. It would be an entirely different set of 4 players.
Jaden Daniels would be forgotten.
Totally. Great point. That's another great one. Yeah, be totally forgotten.
And I think
I think that's. You still have so many games left. I don't really know what the sweet spot is, but I do like it being a season award that's accessible to to a bigger swath of players.
I do think, and I can't unhear it in my head, that Ryan Day thought that the Big Ten championship game was a part of the regular season, because it's not. It's a postseason game where you did the Heisman for the regular season, and then because they love sponsoring things. I mean, we love a good sponsored award, maybe a hyphened name award. You did a postseason Heisman or a postseason, whatever you'd like to call it.
Conn Smythe.
Sure.
Like what they do in hockey.
They do it, for,
that almost
NBA
matters
Finals
as much
MVP.
as the heart.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not bad. I would be for that, to find a way to do that. The college football bracket has been out. We've had some time to think about it. Ryan Day available yesterday. Had some thoughts on it as well. Here were his thoughts on the Buckeyes being a 2 seed.
Well, I think, the committee recognized, the body of work that we had this year and found ourselves in the fourth quarter fighting it out and against a good team last night. And so, we're excited about where we are and, going down to Dallas again and, playing against some, a really good opponent, either A&M or Miami, 2 really good teams. So, and then going from there, when you look at the teams that are in the playoffs, there's some really good teams out there. So it doesn't matter really if you're the 1, 2, 3, or 4. You got to play from here on out. That's just how it goes. And so, when I look at where Indiana is, when I look at where Georgia is, when I look where Texas Tech is, there's great teams. So excited about that. And now we have to be at our best.
Yeah, they are going to have to be at the best. Who do you hope that they play? Like, what game do you want to see? Them against A&M or Miami?
A&M. I'd love to see Ohio State play in a Cotton Bowl road game.
Well, we kind of saw it last year. You might see it again.
I don't think it honestly matters to me. Either way.
Which game would you want to see, though? I know it doesn't matter. You want them to beat whoever, but which game would you be more excited for? Even take the playoff out of it. If one of them was on the schedule next year and you could pick, which one would you want?
I think it would be Miami, because I think any chance to beat Miami makes me happy.
Back for 0-2, yeah. I think I would like to see them I think I like shutting the SEC up, so I would love for them to have a path that includes beating A&M and Georgia, because I think both of those are real threats. Ohio State wanted to play in Dallas. They did. They did not want to play in Miami, or they preferred. I'm not saying they don't want to play in Miami, but they preferred Dallas. There was a routine to Dallas that they liked. The other thing I thought of, and this isn't pay attention to the scores, it's just common sense. Like, if you are Ryan Day, which location has less distraction? Dallas by 1,000 miles. So the Dallas setup for a Cotton Bowl game, the Cotton Bowl is out in Jerry World. The media hotel is in downtown Dallas. Everything is long drives. It's all, you're on freeways. The media hotels and the team hotels, they're nice, but they're not like in the middle of anything. And I don't know if it's still this way or not, but the way that it used to be at the Orange Bowl, and I've been to both of these bowls several times, the way it used to be at the Orange Bowl, the team hotels were like in Miami Beach. What does Miami Beach have around New Year's Eve and New Year's Day? Lots of distraction.
Beautiful people.
Lots of beautiful people and lots of distraction. So I didn't even think about that yesterday when I'm like, why would Ohio State rather not play in Miami? You'd rather play in Miami against Miami or Texas A&M than play a road game essentially in Dallas against Texas A&M. But the off-field stuff in Miami is pretty real. And around that time of year, Miami is a scene, man. It is a absolute scene.
Would be fun to go. And you know, you won't get this in the national championship game, which will be the exact same stadium, but to beat, I like the idea very much so of Ohio State being the road team and going in and getting booed and shutting the fans up.
Yeah, especially A&M.
Yeah.
Stupid yell leaders and all that stuff. I don't know why this just popped into my head. This is not for air, but I was in 2000, Florida State was playing Penn State in I want to say it was like 2005 in the Orange Bowl. And a girl I worked with in Tallahassee ended up going to Miami and was a television presenter down there. She was a weather girl and then went to LA. But anyway, she was running in some pretty high level circles in Miami, and we were the same age and we were down there, and she's like, you got to come out with us on New Year's Eve. So we did. So we went to this, she got us into this New Year's Eve party. She was dating someone who, if I told you would absolutely be like, oh, well, that's how you got in. That makes all the sense in the world. And so we walked in. It was at a Nikki Beach New Year's Eve party in Miami Beach. The bar was called Nikki Beach. I think what it was called. And we were in the VIP area. And all I will say is the late great Junior Seau knew how to have a good time. And that's, for some reason, the Jones brothers were there. Thomas Jones and Julius Jones, the running backs, the one from Notre Dame and the one from Virginia. They were in there. And like all of these old Dolphins players were in this VIP area. And as I was thinking about Ohio State playing in the Orange Bowl, I'm thinking, yeah, I would probably want to avoid all of that. That would probably be a win to avoid all of that. So I think Dallas is a little bit more of a sterile location for the Buckeyes for sure on that side of things. Ohio State is going to be playing this game whoever they play. We know it'll be in Dallas. We know it'll be New Year's Eve. They're going to be doing so without with Brian Hartline kind of half in, half out. He was introduced yesterday down in Tampa. He had some comments on the week last week. Ryan Day addressed it as well. We will get to that. And Notre Dame from here on out, what does that start to look like? We get to all that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At metal supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Giant Eagle, we believe in better. Because it's time to break out the holiday recipes. Because your get-togethers bring everyone together. Because it's always the right time to share an eggnog by the fire. Because you make the holidays feel like the holidays. At Giant Eagle, we're going for better. To bring the holiday magic home. Because it matters.
Skyline's Mac and Cheese 3-Way is back. This time with white cheddar cheese and creamy cavatappi pasta. Try a Mac and Cheese 3-Way with Skyline's original chili or their new chicken chili at participating Skyline locations for a limited time.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be located in Ohio.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member. They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Bobcat Enterprises says thank you for your support as they celebrate 50 years of serving the construction industry. Established in 1975 in Cincinnati, Bobcat Enterprises has expanded to 9 stores to meet you where you are in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Find equipment for any construction project, including compact track loaders and excavators. Plus, Bobcat Enterprises rents compact equipment and attachments. Find current specials and locations at bobcatent.com or follow Bobcat Enterprises Inc. on Facebook. Bobcat Enterprises, 50 years working for you.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
It's Thursday Night Football on the Fan 2. Catch the Falcons and Bucks live from Tampa. Fan coverage starts Thursday night at 8 on 1460 AM and the Fans HD2.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, the Fan.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Lexi spent more than 6 years in foster care.
Before I was adopted, I felt alone.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Lexi now has a forever family and the foundation for a bright future.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
You can help find permanent homes for children still lingering in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Find us on YouTube. Search WBNS Radio and you can see what Bo looks like. But only if you subscribe. This is Bishop and Friends.
And before you buy a diamond, and please, friends, trust me on this, go see my friends at Diamond Seller. Not all jewelers are created equal, and for more than 78 years, Diamond Seller has set the standard for craftsmanship, service, and value. Their in-house jewelers, gemologists work together to make sure every diamond is as brilliant as the person you loved, all backed by their guaranteed best price. They don't just sell rings, they build relationships, last generations. This holiday, shop where I shop. Diamond Seller, a jeweler trusted for over 7 decades. Visit diamondseller.com for more. You go in there, Easton, or, of course, on Sawmill. Tell them Bo sent you. They'll take care of you on that one. All right. Brian Hartline was introduced yesterday down at USF. He was asked about last week and trying to juggle it all. Here was his answer to that question.
Frankly, I would say last week was the hardest week, just with the amount of things that were moving and being pulled away and all these things. Once we kind of get through, I think this week we have a little bit of time to get back to take a breath, get organized, and then be able to operate a little bit from afar and also be cleaner there. So I'm going to feel a lot better moving forward than it was last week. Last week was a tough week.
I really don't know what the answer is to this, and we're going to get into this a little bit more specifically coming in at the Real Truth. But this kind of dovetails into this thing that Lane Kiffin and his staff at LSU is doing for Ole Miss, and I think this has to be described as nothing less than a solid. I mean, this is definitely a solid. Like, LSU and Ole Miss are rivals. 4 current LSU assistant coaches are joining offensive coordinator Charlie Weiss Jr. at Ole Miss. They all got to Oxford yesterday to prepare for the college football playoff. They play Tulane, and then if they win, they would play, which they will, they would play Georgia, which is a rematch of a game that was a 7-point game the last time they played in Athens. Tight ends coach Joe Cox, wide receivers coach George McDonald, assistant quarterback coach Dane Stevens, receivers coach Sawyer Jordan, all went back to Oxford. And so I think Kiffin screwed up about a million things here. Somebody I think was out of his control. I mean, it's the calendar. Like, what are you going to do with it? And maybe he was trying to have his cake and eat it too a little bit with Ole Miss. But this is a pretty good solid he's doing for them to basically give them their offensive staff aside from him.
I mean, that was his team. And so I can understand where, coming out of that, he wanted to coach. He wanted to lead these guys through the college football playoff. I mean, this is the best team Ole Miss has had in a long time, at least certainly the highest ranked and probably the best opportunity for the Rebels in the history of that school. So I get it. I get it all from an emotional standpoint. Logistically, it doesn't make sense for the head coach at LSU to be coaching Ole Miss in the college football playoff, but you can, I think, and I'm sure the relationship between Lane and Pete was a little frosty at the end there. Mm-hmm. It's not lost on me that Lane's wardrobe was taken out of then his office, now Pete's office, and put right outside the football facility. But I do think there's a lot of love for those coaches and those players. And with all the bad in college football, this is good.
Mm-hmm. I just, if you're going to do this, just let Lane coach the team. He wanted to coach the team. From all reporting that we've got, he wanted to stay. He wanted to coach them through this. And you throw his stuff out of the locker room, but now you're going to have these guys back. Like, I just don't understand it. Like,
yeah, you
just
do.
I mean,
you know why they're not letting him.
I get.
They don't want him recruiting their players to go to LSU.
I get that, but you don't think these coaches can do the same thing?
I agree that we're splitting hairs a little bit here, but I think it's much less effective when it's the head coach.
If I'm Ole Miss and I'm going to act that way, I'm just going to bring in new coaches. And I know that's hard, and I know that's difficult, and it may be a disservice to your players, but these coaches chose to leave you too. So if you're going to act like that towards him, act like that towards them.
Yeah, I think for them it really came down to, we can't have Kiffin in here with this roster because it's the most talented roster. His stretch there is the most talented stretch. It's the best stretch of football they've ever had. They had a few moments. I mean, Archie Manning was great there. Obviously, Eli was very good there too, and they've had a couple other spots. But like the 10-win seasons, all that stuff. I mean, it just doesn't happen very often. So it pleases me that Ole Miss is going to have it pretty close to put their best foot forward in this playoff. And unfortunately, it'll be them. It also is weird though too that they didn't just put A&M at 6 and Ole Miss at 7. That would have prevented a rematch from Ole Miss and Georgia because it's all arbitrary. It doesn't really matter. Like, you could have put Texas A&M 6 playing against Tulane. Ole Miss could have been the 7 playing against Miami. That way you get new matchups everywhere because, of course, Ole Miss and Georgia have already played. So there was some common sense, I think, from a scheduling standpoint that they missed. Obviously, one of the big talking points yesterday was Notre Dame and what to do with them. Urban Meyer was on Colin Cowherd's show and had some comments for Marcus Freeman in terms of Marcus, should he stay or should he go if the NFL is calling?
Marcus is my friend. He's not asked me, but I would say you stay in college 100%. You have controllables in college as a head coach. In the NFL, I found there's so many uncontrollables that you don't have. Whether it's the GM, you have an owner, you have all kinds of things. In college, it's you. And at Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame, now he has great support from the AD and the president, et cetera, et cetera. But Marcus Freeman, as I found out, you give up so much when you take that next step, and so much that's out of your control. And plus, you're going to lose in the NFL. It's built, and I'm not sure Marcus, the Marcus I know, he can't take losing like I can't take losing. You're going to win at Notre Dame. Now, are you going to win the national title? I don't know, but look at their schedule. He's going to play a season every year where he's favored in at least 9 or 10 of those games, maybe more. That doesn't happen at the next level.
I love Herbs. But I said this when he took the Jacksonville job. I don't think he had any idea how the NFL actually worked. And I meant that as a compliment because I think he was always just nose to the grindstone on college football. And he probably didn't realize what it was and what he signed up for. But if you know Urban and you know Saban and you know those type of guys, the word he kept saying there was controllables, right? And while college football still feels pretty out of control, if you're Marcus Freeman, there are controllables. You control your roster. And by the way, speaking of controllables, Notre Dame controls what they do in the future. And I'll be interested to see where all of that shakes out here in the next couple of years. Isn't there a press conference today with Bavacqua?
At noon.
Yeah. See if he goes scorched earth on the ACC, if there's a way for them to get out. There was some speculation about that yesterday. We'll hit you with the real truth. Second hour of the program coming up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've hit your medical deductible, now's the time to see Dr. Mark Levy. Get a custom oral appliance that stops snoring and helps you ditch that CPAP and pay less out of pocket. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com before the year ends.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day. Hi, this is Max with Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. We want to wish the community, our clients, and our team a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. We're incredibly thankful to serve such a great community with such an amazing team. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for being you. And when you need us,
call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $150 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, and player props.
$150 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Right now, save on new Santa Fe and Tucson's with 0% financing and make no payments for 90 days. 0%. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit ends 1/2/26.
Millions of fans agree. This Christmas tradition rocks. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting The Ghost of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. December 23rd, 2 shows, Nationwide Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Trans-Siberian Orchestra. A portion of the proceeds benefits the James and Heather Pick Music Program.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles. Drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
No one plans to get into an accident, but when it happens, we strive in making life easier for you. This is Justin Hinderer. The Hinderer Motor Company Collision Center is ICAR certified and certified by many manufacturers to provide the best quality repair available. All of our repairs come with a lifetime warranty. We have our own 24/7 towing service so you never have to wait. Plus, we offer on-site rental cars for every lifestyle. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. You've invested in everything else this year. Have you invested in you? Awaken 180 is HSA and FSA approved. Why? Because it works. Make your tax-free investment in yourself pay you dividends every single day. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Things are going to be busy between now and the end of the year. You got holiday gatherings, school functions for the kids, families are getting together. I know. Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and the last thing you want to worry about this holiday season is whether your roof is going to make it through another Ohio winter. One call to Victor's Home Solutions, my guys, to schedule that free 21-point roof inspection will put your mind at ease, and you want to have a peaceful mind. A highly trained roof inspector will carefully examine every inch of that roof, checking the 21 most common areas of roofing failure. Then they go over their results with you and discuss your options going forward. Most of the time, problems can be fixed with a minor repair, but if it's time for a new roof, Victor's offers money-saving discounts and financing terms to make paying easy. And don't forget, they're so confident in their skilled installers, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. So call or go online and schedule the free 21-point roof inspection today. 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Don't let your insurance benefits go to waste. End the year sleeping better with Dr. Mark Levy's oral appliance. No mask, no noise, just results. Hurry, deductibles reset soon. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com today.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. A big early test for the basketball Buckeyes. Ohio State hosts number 13 Illinois tonight at 7:30. OSU 7-1 overall, 1-0 in Big Ten play. Tonight's game is Peacock only, but you can hear it on the Fan. Brandon Beam will gently warm you up at 6:30. Ohio State will play West Virginia Saturday night at Rocket Arena in downtown Cleveland. The Ohio State women's squad ranked 21st in the most recent AP Top 25. OSU will host Western Kentucky on Thursday. In college football, Ohio State's Julian Sain was named a Heisman finalist Monday. He'll join Vanderbilt's Diego Pavia, Indiana's Fernando Mendoza, and Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love in New York City next Saturday night for the Heisman Awards ceremony. In the NFL Monday, the Chargers beat the Eagles 22-19 in overtime, and due to mounting injuries in the quarterback room, the Colts are working out 43-year-old quarterback Phillip Rivers. This update sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Connect with the show on X at 971BFS. Jump in our YouTube chat or just send a raven. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, second hour here on a Tuesday edition. Dami coming up in 28 minutes. Time now to hit you with that real truth.
Bishop and Friends present The Real Truth.
Sponsored by Diamond Cellar. Over 76 years of experience and guaranteed lowest prices on Sawmill Road or diamondcellar.com.
Brian Hartline should be with the Buckeyes during the college football playoff. Is that the real truth?
It's a really tough one. Love Brian Hartline. Incredibly appreciative of him stepping in when he did and elevating that position group the way that he did over his time. It's really, you could make a pretty straightforward argument that it's the greatest job a position coach / offensive coordinator has ever done in terms of recruiting and developing talent. Full stop. I mean, there's some, you think of the history of the sport. I mean, there's some lineage where certain types of players come to certain places, quarterbacks, defensive line, like they become this, linebacker U, whatever. Ohio State's been NFL U since Urban and Pantoni got there. But what he's done with receiver positions, unbelievable. And then, of course, the butts coming. I probably wouldn't. I would probably say there is no way for you to manage all of this. And I know I brought up the Tom Herman stuff from 2014. The sport was so different in 2014. There wasn't NIL. There wasn't a portal. There wasn't a first signing day and then a second signing day. It was just a very different sport. And so to me, I just don't know how it can't be a distraction. And I don't know how he could possibly give his best to both places. And he really needs to do what's best at South Florida. Is really what he needs to do, because that's where he's the boss. And he's got a portal that's coming open in January. He's got a staff he's got to build. He's got a lot of things that needs to be done down there. I just don't know how he could have 1 foot in down there and 1 foot in up here. So I don't think it's the real truth. I think in general in these circumstances, I would do a split and just say, well, I mean, they have assistant receiver coaches. They have this stuff. obviously it's not Hartline, but you're not getting the full Hartline now anyway. There's no way that he possibly can.
Bo, I do believe that Brian Hartline, if he's still hanging around Ohio State during this run, is doing the University of South Florida a disservice. Because I feel like he needs to have his full attention there right now.
Mm-hmm.
From the Ohio State side of things, I honestly don't think it matters unless it is a distraction, having him there some, having him not there and whatnot. Because me personally, I don't really believe Brian Hartline was calling the plays all along. I believe
he was.
And I believe we kind of saw that in the Big Ten championship game because that looked like an offense that we saw a lot last year. And I think there might have been times that Brian Hartline was in charge, but like I know in that Michigan game, Ryan Day had a play sheet in his hand a whole lot more than he did the rest of the year. So for Ohio State, unless it is a distraction, I don't think it matters either way. I know those players love Brian, and he loves those players. But I think from the South Florida side of things, he's doing a disservice to his new job.
I do think, and it's a very polarizing issue, I think that Ryan has should at least earn the benefit of the doubt for if he makes the call, then you have faith that the right call is made. Whether it's, all right, you can stay on with us, or you should just focus on, the insanely tough job of being a head coach at any level in college football right now. But hard to see where a human with only 24 hours in a day can do both.
If you guys were Ryan, what would you do?
I'd ask him to go.
I think that's probably the best thing, just to avoid any possible distractions.
Yeah.
If you're saying it out loud, last week was a distraction.
Yeah.
Then I can't trust that you will have your full attention for what's to come.
No, there's no way.
No.
I mean, it's not his fault. It's the way that it's
the calendar, right?
It's the calendar. It's not anybody's fault. It just is what it is.
With all that being said, I don't think the Brian Hartline stuff had anything to do with them losing the Big Ten championship.
I don't think it was.
Oh no,
the reason. But if you want to remove as many distractions as possible, this is that.
Yeah, and I think the Hartline thing added to a week of distraction for Ohio State, and I do think that contributed.
From the corrections department, so that update anchor had Philip Rivers is 43. He turned 44 yesterday. Happy birthday to Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers will lead the Indianapolis Colts to the postseason. They're 8-5. They got the Seahawks at 425. He worked out with them this morning. No word from that workout. But Philip Rivers leading the Colts to the postseason. Is that the real truth?
Oh, man. So is this going to happen? So they're back. The reason they're in their spot, Daniel Jones, I mean, he cannot catch a break. And in this instance, he was playing with a broken leg and then ends up tearing his Achilles. So he's done. And they don't have Anthony Richardson because he's done for the year. So who's left there? Riley Leonard? Is he the only quarterback left?
And he's got a knee injury.
And he's got a knee. Okay. So you asked the question, he will lead them to the postseason. No, he will not. That is not the real truth. And I'm going to tell you 4 big reasons why. Here's their next 4 games. At Seattle, San Francisco at home, Jaguars at home, at Texans.
That's
as
one.
tough. I mean, that's as tough as can be. The Seahawks might be the best team in football. They're on a very short list. San Francisco's San Francisco. You always struggle with Jacksonville, especially down there. And then the Texans with that defense. When is the last time Philip Rivers played in the NFL?
It was the COVID year, 2020. Okay, he was a quarterback for the Colts.
Okay.
But...
So, yeah, no, not the real truth. I understand why they're doing it. You're desperate, but not the real truth.
Look, guys, in this economy, having 9 kids is rough. You got to go get some work. You got to pay for those kids. It's Christmas season. This is not the real truth. He may come back and he may play quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, but I don't think the Colts were making the postseason anyway. So this will be a fun story. That'll be really tough at 44 and not having played in 4 seasons. To jump into this thing, jump on a moving train like this is going to be really tough. And, I mean, I'm interested to see how it looks if this really happens. But, yeah, he's not leading them to the postseason.
Schedule's brutal.
The Texans are winning that division.
What is their? Let me see what their
for Houston.
So Houston's a game out right now. That's
game out at Jacksonville?
Okay, they're a game out. So Houston's last 4. Oh boy, you might be right. Cardinals, Raiders, at Chargers, and then Colts. They'll be favored in 3 of those 4, and in the first 2, bigly. The only thing that would prevent them, Jacksonville has the game lead.
They've got the Jets, they're at the Broncos, the Colts, and the Titans are their final 4.
So they've got 2 bye weeks, too. It's just going to come, really. That's going to be tough. Jacksonville's got the game lead, and that might be enough to hold on.
Shedeur Sanders will actually start every game for the Browns the rest of the way. Is that the real truth?
Yeah, barring injury. And God, hopeful that doesn't happen. But no, that's legitimate in that intent, and he will start. He's the starter the rest of the way. We'll get into this at greater length here shortly, but no, he's the starter the rest of the way, barring injury.
There's part of me that still says this is not the real truth, because number 4 is looming in the background. And I think Shedeur played well enough last week and has played well enough so far to stake a claim to that job, at least for the rest of the year. But there's just something inside me that says they're going to want to see Deshaun Watson one time before this year is over.
But you can do both to the point of the real truth that was posed. Shedeur can start. Deshaun can come in. And I don't think you anger too much of the fan base if you do it in that game against Cincinnati with the last week of the season, which I still think needs a date and a time.
So I'll tell you what, we're going to get into the Brown stuff. I'll get you the real truth on all of that. We'll get into that coming up next in terms of what the Browns' position is at quarterback and what it ought to be. You'll hear from Kevin Stefanski on that as well. We'll get into all of it coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Dormar, you're my hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Warm up this winter by pushing a button with a remote car starter from Columbus Car Audio and Accessories. Step into a toasty and defrosted car and share the warmth with everyone on your shopping list. Beat winter weather with Columbus Car Audio and Accessories. Morse Road, Main Street in Reynoldsburg, or columbuscaraudio.com.
Okay, Santa, pre-flight checklist time. Nice list?
Check.
Naughty list?
Check.
Meyer shopping list?
Oh, Blitzens bells.
All good. I've got the Meyer app right here. Okay, let's see. Sugar, spice.
Gingerbread is nice.
Candy, ham, crackers. Boy, Meyer has fa-la-la-la low prices on it all.
And a few dozen cookies, just to be safe.
Good call, big guy. Order sent.
Just in the St. Nick of time.
Bring more good to life with the seasonal savings at Meijer.
Hey, everybody loves the holidays, but nobody wants to have the holidays dealing with pain, especially when you're with your loved ones. It's not your knees, your hip, your back, your shoulder. It's the time with the family and friends. All that can change, though, now in 2026. If you go see our friends over at QC Kinetics, they believe that relief doesn't just have to come with surgery or pills. Your body can heal itself with its own biologics. It can help you move, live, and feel like yourself again. It's the best comeback story you're going to find. Powered by your own cells that built your body, they're going to help repair your body. And I should know, listen, I was a patient, and they helped take care of me. They helped take care of my dad. QC Kinetics delivers long-term relief, so make 2026 your turning point. Walk, hike, do the things you love to do without pain. And go and schedule your free consultation today in Dublin or Gahanna. Now is a great time to use those HSA and FSA dollars for treatment. So go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000. 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're tracking cloudy skies here for today with highs into the upper 30s this afternoon. Also fairly breezy. South winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. As we head into tomorrow, we're tracking even windier conditions as winds can gust up to over 40 miles per hour here as we go through the day. We're also looking at some rain and snow showers and highs into the 40s. That's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
Our top men are working on everything except this show.
We have top men working on it right now. Who? Top men.
You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Indeed you are, and we are proudly brought to you by our great friends at Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for over 78 years. You got the Browns game was not on here locally, so you would have to go to an establishment, or you had some sort of illegal streams, or potentially you had the ticket.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. I didn't accuse anybody of anything. You guilty?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you sound really guilty, man, and raspy.
Hypothetically, if somebody had a device.
I mean, cops are listening. They do. I mean,
we appreciate
they're my guys.
The boys in blue.
Yeah, they're my guys.
We never commit any crimes.
Never, no. So, but even if you were not able to watch it, you certainly know what happened. I guess where I am with them at this point, and I really think this is. I talked about this last week, and to me, all that really matters here this last month. And this isn't speaking from the position, certainly of the franchise or the coaching staff or the front office or any of that, just from the perspective of somebody who's taking a look at the big picture. I really don't care too much about the wins and losses here. It doesn't matter. That's where this season is. Unfortunately, the season for them is lost in terms of being a relevant team in December. That was lost a long time ago. So really what I'm most interested in the rest of the way is, do you have to address quarterback in this offseason or not? That's it. And so Shedeur Sanders has 3 starts. He's played in 4 games. He's going to get the rest of the season to prove, to make his case. Shedeur Sanders is a 5th-round pick. He's a 5th-round pick, and he took a very normal 5th-round pick to eventually being the starter. It took injuries and trading people out, and now he's been given this opportunity. And that's all any 5th-round pick wants, is the opportunity. They just want a chance to prove what they're capable of. And I think what's coolest about his play through the first 3 starts for him is each week he gets better. So one of the things they really stressed leading into the game against Tennessee for him was take advantage of the middle of the field, because so much of the action in the previous two games was to the perimeter, and the middle of the field was being ignored. Well, what did he do? He ripped it in the middle of the field. The ball he threw to Jody is as good a ball and as a read as you're going to see. He threw a ball to Harold Fannin that is lights out, big-time throws, big-time throws. So what I like about it is, if you go back to when Dylan Gabriel got hurt and he was injected into the game, and I think he finished 2 of 14 in relief duty in that game, you saw a quarterback who was retreating from the pocket, who was running backwards and getting sacked and throwing it in harm's way. You really didn't see that. He did have the one mistake on the interception where he kind of threw it just up for grabs a little bit, but that's going to come. He's a rookie. But I think what's really cool about him is week to week, he's gotten better and better and better. And I think what he's been given now is the rest of the season to prove what he's capable of, and to prove to them that they don't have to draft quarterback, or they don't need to go trade for or sign a free agent quarterback. That's his task over the last month of this season.
Yeah, I think he's acquitted himself nicely. Certainly a guy I'd be totally fine with them having on the roster next season as a Browns fan. I think he's been... What I liked so much from Shedeur coming out of Colorado is he did so much with so much bad. And I said, that's a lot of what rookie quarterbacks have to face, is they've got a lot of bad around them because they're in probably a bad spot. I didn't think he'd go all the way to the 5th round, but I thought if Shedeur was going to land at a spot, it would have a lot of bad around him. What can you do with that? And I think through 3 games that he's had, he's improved every single time he's gone out there. And it's still baffling to me, in situations where you would want to put the ball in your quarterback's hands, especially with your quarterback playing so well, you take it out of his hands, but that's not a Shedeur Sanders thing. So when we talk about evaluating the quarterback, this is as good of a scenario as you possibly could have had with 12. I don't know what that says about the rest of the guys in the room, but I think you would want, and I hope, address the rest of the roster with your 2 first-round picks. I think what this play is right now is a good enough bridge for next season.
Shedeur, I think there's 2 nice things from the 3 games that you've had with Shedeur, and you both kind of touched on it. It seems like he's getting better. Mm-hmm. It seems like when he makes a mistake in one game, like you talked about, Bo, the first game he was running around, taking huge sacks. Mm-hmm. We're not seeing that anymore. If he's using his legs, it's to extend a play or get downfield. Mm-hmm. He's not going in reverse, which is very nice. The other thing is you're not playing in the red zone the whole game. Up until Shedeur came in, you were playing in the red zone the whole game. There was no threat of downfield, and Shedeur gives you some of that. I don't even know if it's fair to judge these quarterbacks or anyone on this team due to what's going on, the people making the decisions, because, there were so many baffling decisions at the end of that game last week that it's like, guys, what are we doing? From what I know of football, my whole life, mm-hmm. if you're down 14 and you score a touchdown, that means you kick the extra point. You're one more touchdown and extra point away from tying the game. Mm-hmm. So what in the hell are you going for 2 for?
Most of the league does that now. And the reason that you do it is it's all probability is what it comes down to. And what you said at the end of that is what you're trying to avoid. You said if you score another one, you kick an extra point, you're trying to tie the game. What going for 2 allows you to do is to win the game. And we've seen teams do this. You get the first one, you get that 2-point conversion, and all of a sudden it's a 6-point game, and you kick the field goal, the extra point, and you win it. Denver did it. Somebody did it to the Bengals earlier this year too, where they did it. I can't remember which game it was.
Go for 2 when you score the second one. I'm so sick of
then you lose, though. So hold on. No, let's just think about it. I understand that this is old football guy way of thinking, and I get it. And we don't need to turn this into Cole and AR with the 15-9, because AR was exactly
2 hours on it.
They did. AR was 100% right on that one, too, because what Cole didn't take into account was time and place. There was 3 minutes left in the game in that one, and it was 15 versus 14. So this one, though, on the 14, the win probability on kicking the extra if you kick the extra point is negligible. It basically stays the same. So just follow me on this. If you kick the extra point, you have a 40-some% chance of winning. If you don't get the 2-point conversion, you still have a 40-some% chance of winning. If you get the 2-point conversion, it goes up 20% to win the game. And the other part of this is every NFL team should have a play inside the 3-yard line that they feel very, very confident about. By missing the 2-point conversion on the first one, the odds are you're not going to fail on 2 because it's a 56% chance that one of the 2-point conversions is going to work. And so that's really what it comes down to. And I know that this boils your blood, Bake, but that's the thought process behind it. And most of the league does it. Most of the league in the fourth quarter does it because now you know what it takes to go win the game. Now, you could argue the humanalytics of it, which is that it's really deflating if you don't get the 2-point conversion. And if you run it incompetently, like the Browns did on the 2-point conversions they run, where you have the quarterback fumble on the first one, and then on the second one, you try to do the Wildcat reverse. Now, if Quinshon Judkins hands the ball to Gage Larvidan, he probably walks in because they had never shown that wrinkle in a game all season. They'd run the Wildcat to great effect a lot, much of the season, but Quinshon's job, my hunch is on that play, was to read the corner. If the corner stayed, then he hands the ball to Larvidan. If he goes with Larvidan, then he runs in and scores. And Quinshon just didn't read it right, and that's how it all blew up. And you can be critical of that all that you want. You can be critical of the choice, too. I'm just trying to explain the NFL's way of thinking on 14 in the fourth quarter and how to handle it, because basically what you're getting is information. You're getting information that gives you the best possibility to win the game, and that is the goal, and that's the thinking on it. And honestly, most of the league does it.
Well, most of the league is stupid then, because that doesn't make any sense at all. We coach games now for what might happen rather than in the moment and what is going on. And also, you're not a good enough football team to do that kind of stuff.
So that's where I'm at, because most of the league can execute a lot better than the Cleveland Browns can. The 3-10 record would tell you as much. They gave up 30 points also to the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, that's probably the lead, really.
All of this is extremely bad. But we entered talking about the quarterback, which is something I don't feel horrible about.
Yeah, I think, and to answer the Deshaun Watson thing, I think that was put out there on Sunday from all of the various luminaries who cover the sport that he will be back on the roster next year. Everybody knows that.
You get it.
That it's a salary cap situation that they cannot, there's no other way around it. That you can't, they're not going to have that type of dead money. So he was going to be back, absolutely. Now the question is he allowed to compete? And I think this is going to be the big question for them in the offseason. Who's in this quarterback room next year?
Who's in the building?
Is it Shedeur? Is it Dylan? Is it Deshaun? Is there a fourth? Do they draft one? Do they sign a free agent? That's what Shedeur can prove here over the next month. He can prove over the next month, you don't have to draft anybody. Give me a full off season, build something around me, and this is what I'm capable of. He's an incredibly gifted thrower of the football. He sees the field really well. He can layer the ball. He can do all of the things that you need to do to be successful. So that's what he has the opportunity to do here over the last month, is to get that sorted out so that they do not have to draft a quarterback and they don't have to sign one in free agency. If they don't, then they can draft receivers and offensive line, and that's really what they need as much as they need a quarterback at this point. But Shedeur being a lottery ticket is best case scenario for that franchise. Tuesdays with Tiberi coming up in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6-packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and today marks exactly 1 year since my very first weigh-in with Awaken 180. And yeah, I started a weight loss program in December. Most people wait. I figured, why not put it to the test? If I can do this through the holidays, then there's no party, no trip, no tailgate that's ever going to throw me off again. And you know what? I wasn't wrong. Week 1, I dropped 12 pounds. By New Year's, I was already down 30, on my way to dropping over 80 pounds. And 15 of it actually came in free maintenance. Awaken 180 changed my mindset, changed my outlook, and it has changed my life. It wasn't about waiting for the perfect time. It was about starting with a program that won't let you fail. Consultations are still available here in December. Get yours on the calendar today. Do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You can give them a call at 844-346-1800. Again, that's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com. Again, awaken180weightloss.com.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Bishop and Friends present Tuesdays with Tiberi.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Let me ask you a question. Did you attend every Ohio State playoff game last year in the run?
No, I didn't go to the Rose Bowl.
Okay.
I went to all the others. I was at Tennessee at home.
Yep.
I didn't go to the Rose Bowl, and then I went to Dallas, and I went to we ended in Atlanta.
I lose track.
Yeah.
Where all of them were.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was and there's a weirder feeling. I don't know. It just seemed surreal the other day, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And here's my take on that. It was the perfect storm.
Mm-hmm.
You know that I'm not a fan of these conference championships, and I got beat up a little bit about it, and that's fine. But I think I'm right, and I think that going forward, there's going to be a hard look at them all across the country, especially if they're going to expand the playoff. But to me, Ryan had made the routine. Last week was anything but routine. And he always talks about block the noise out. There was so much noise last week. First of all, no team in America played the game they played leading into their conference championship. And we love the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. We love it when Ohio State wins. But we as fans don't understand what that takes out of the team and what that does to that team. Woody Hayes and Arch Griffin and a ton of other guys that I've talked to over the years, they said, thank God we never had a game after that because we were so wasted. Mm-hmm. And so I think that team was emotionally drained. I think they were physically beaten up. That was a war. And then you go into this week for the conference championship, and you got distractions. You got Brian Hartline, who's going to go to, South Florida. And then you got to worry about these top recruits. Are they going to come or not? And there was no routine. You had all that crammed into that week, and that's the world of modern college football, where, Indiana beat Purdue by 40-some points. Ohio State was in a slugfest with Michigan, which is the game. Now, I don't know how you fix it going forward and what you do, but it's a different landscape. And the reason, and let me explain to people one more time why I'm not a fan of the conference championship, it's just it didn't mean anything. Everyone's going, it means this, it means that. Okay, Ohio State went from a number 1 seed to number 2. Okay, and in my opinion, they might have an easier route now.
Yeah, two things. I think, number one, everything you said about Ohio State and the distraction and coming, all that stuff's real. Also, I do think that we can acknowledge that on that Saturday night, the better team won.
Well,
Indiana was better. I don't know that they're better in a month.
I don't know.
Hey, Dami, you got to own it. You got to own this part of it. They bullied us up front. No one got to Julian the way that they did.
No, I understand.
I mean, they were good. You got to give. I'm not saying like they play 10 times, Ohio State wins 8 or 9, but Indiana's not getting skunked. No. They're a really good team. What he's done over there is remarkable.
It is.
And I do think that game meant a lot to them. They hadn't done that since 1945, buddy.
Well, it meant a lot to Indiana.
Meant a lot to Indiana.
Yeah, it meant a lot to Indiana. And we can debate whether the better team won. I mean, congratulations to Indiana. But I think the Ohio State offensive line was beaten up. And here's the thing. You can tell these guys, oh, don't sleep on this Indiana. The only knowledge they had is where they handled them pretty good last year in the shoe. And then it's Indiana. They've been the doormat for
what you just said.
You know, I mean, it's like, come on, really? You know, I don't know.
If it were Oregon or Penn State waiting,
yeah,
there's a brand bias against Indiana that I think finally got broken because of what happened on Saturday night.
And Cignetti's done an amazing job.
Yes.
And let me tell you what, for you fans out there, if Indiana chooses to continue this, they've got one of the largest fan bases in the country, and I was reading where they've got all these top CEOs that graduated from Mark Cuban's a perfect example.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's not like they don't have deep pockets. And if the school and the president says, hey, we kind of like this, we want to do, watch out. Indiana, it could, you know, in the modern world of college football, and they got the right guy. Cignetti has used the transfer portal like a genius.
Yeah.
But, what I'm saying, though, about the conference championship, it really didn't mean anything for, I think they get an easier route now, in my opinion, and they went from 1 to 2. I mean,
so you're likely you're going to get Miami or A&M, then you'll get Georgia.
Yeah.
The other way, you would have got
Alabama or Oklahoma.
Alabama, Oklahoma, and then Oregon or Texas Tech.
Yeah. The other two brackets are pretty easy. I mean, one's got James Madison, the other's got Tulane. What are we doing?
No, they had to. You know,
I know, but then Notre Dame should have been in. Our buddy Marcus Freeman should have been in. I think, and this is just to lay the ground to get to 18 or the Big Ten and SEC won 24 teams.
No, the SEC doesn't. The SEC is cool. The Big Ten wants 24.
Yeah, well, it's coming. The SEC wants 7 teams, though.
Yeah, they want 16, and they want I mean, everybody. You're going to be selfish. You're going to want your. Do you think this would be? You've been around this area a long time, and we've talked a lot about Notre Dame and through the years about joining a conference, and it seems like they're going to go the other way. That they're going to be really chesty not to go to a conference. Do you think this is something that potentially could force them to?
Yeah, I think eventually it is. I mean, they have got to figure something out. I mean, and I think it's funny now that Michigan's doing a little saber rattling and talking about they're going to go independent and all this. That stuff's not going to work. You're going to have to join a conference, and I think we are closer than ever to a super conference. I think it's coming. I mean, Gene Smith used to talk about it, and people say, "What, really?" No, I think it's getting closer than ever because right now the Big Ten and the SEC aren't playing nice, but the only way to make them play nice is if they're united, right?
Absolutely, yeah. This, what did you make of? It seemed like Ohio State wanted to play in Dallas for the familiarity and knowing the routine of it all, despite the fact that it could be A&M, which would be a home game for A&M, obviously. Dealt with that last year against Texas. Buckeyes always show out, but in Miami, they definitely would have for sure been the home field advantage no matter who the opponent was. But then I started thinking about Miami, and I'm thinking about, well, I wonder if Ryan was like, I don't need Miami distractions with anybody. Like, you and I have been to both of these bowls a bunch. The Dallas, they do a great job, but it's really sprawling, and it's a little bit harder to get into trouble with distractions, whereas Miami, you just walk out the hotel, and they're right there for you.
No, absolutely, and the weather's perfect. Last year when we were in Dallas, we had an ice storm.
Yeah, it's cold.
But I don't worry too much about any of that. This team's pretty locked down. It's not like the bowl games of old. I mean, Ohio State, these are now like three to 4 day business trips. And they got them pretty locked down. But, yeah, there is a familiarity with Dallas. I like Dallas. I think they do a nice job. Mm-hmm. The other option was the Rose Bowl, which would have been nice. But I think that they know the magic. I think Ryan Day learned so much last year.
Yeah.
And, I talked to him Sunday, the day after the loss, and he told me he didn't sleep all night and that he was pretty PO'd. And, there's a lot of second guessing going on. I mean, let's face it, for the 99% of it, the defense, you can say, played a winning performance. They had a couple. They had a couple letdowns, but other than that, you limited an explosive offense like that to 13 points. The defense played well enough to win, and the offense played well enough to win for the most part. But when you get in the red zone, you got to score. Yeah. And, I think they're going to do some second guessing. We have seen Lincoln Keyholtz come in on those short yard running plays and whatever. Yeah. I think I don't know if they forgot about him or whatever, but I would have used him down there. Julian's got a bad ankle, and, it looked like, it gave way as he was trying to do that quarterback sneak. And he's not the most physical kid, whereas Lincoln, he is. So I think they learned a lesson there. Go heavy package. We've seen him do that when you got to get a yard. But and then the kicker, you got to make those chip shots. You got to make it. And I feel bad for that kid. That's hard for fielding. I mean, and he for the most part's been very good this year. I mean, really has had a really good year, and you feel bad for him because you're on an island, and people can be rude and whatever. He's a good kid, and I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I think if I'm from a Buckeye perspective, like you probably played your B+ game defensively, A- game defensively, and you probably played your C+ game offensively, and you still could have won it. Yeah, it was right there. Yeah. Just execute in the red zone, you still win it. So I still think they're the best.
2 touchdowns. They should have won by 2 touchdowns.
I still think they're the best team in the country with the highest ceiling, and I still like their chances. And maybe it's a punch in the mouth, and you wake up. I mean, we saw that last year.
Well, I am, and this is what I said to Ryan. Sometimes these things are wake up calls. Mm-hmm. Is this a wake-up call? And he said, well, better be. Yeah. And it has to be a wake-up call to everybody across the board. But, I go back to what I said originally. All that stuff led up to what happened. It was the perfect storm.
It was.
And I really do believe they were a tired football team that took that field. And they went up against the team that was their Super Bowl. That was Indiana's national championship. They got a shot. And Ohio State, I think, Ryan will never admit it, but I think they were a tired football team, both emotionally and physically, and they played like it. That offensive line has dominated all season long. Julian Sand was sacked 6 times the entire season. They got to him 5 times.
I know.
And you know what? God bless Indiana. That's great, but that was not the O-line we saw play against Michigan or against this whole season. I think those guys, they were beat up, they were tired, and I think deep down they'll never admit it, but I think they went in and said, "Oh, this is Indiana."
Yeah,
and it wasn't the Indiana they were used to.
No, lesson learned. Good talking to you as always, buddy. Thanks for your time.
All right, brother. Bye-bye.
There he goes, Uncle Dom on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll do a little thing or not a thing up next. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
This is a Daily Show with Coach Jake Diebler, brought to you by Encova Insurance. Looking back at your Northwestern game, 62 points in the paint. You've got to be thrilled about guys making the effort to get to the class.
Yeah, big point of emphasis for us going into the game. Felt like in order for us to be efficient offensively, we had to really attack them and get the ball inside. Didn't shoot it as well as we would have liked from 3, but we stayed consistent, throughout the course of the game, and ultimately it paid off in a big way.
Another comment in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's, Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Now, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
All righty, let's see what they have to say.
Upon further review, there is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile, get it done teams, the achieve more together teams, and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
Jake, also looking back at last Saturday's game, 18 points off turnovers. Does that speak to some of the attention on defense and also being able to get in transition after that?
You know, felt like we needed to be more aggressive in our gaps, and we needed to, just be more aggressive in general defensively to try to generate some, broken floor opportunities on the other end. And I thought our guys did a great job executing that. Certainly got room for us to grow in that area, but we took a good step forward against Northwestern.
Okay, this is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
'Tis the season to be hungry at Roosters. That's why for every $50 spent on Roosters gift cards, you'll receive a $10 Rooster Buck back in your stocking. May your holidays be filled with friends and family, love and laughter, and of course, Roosters Wings. Go to roosterswings.com today or drop by any Roosters location to purchase your $50 holiday gift cards and receive a $10 Rooster Buck in return. Happy holidays from all of us at Roosters. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Toyotathon is on, and there's no better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like the best-selling Toyota Camry. Now through January 5th, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Camrys, or lease a new 26 Camry LE for $269 a month for 39 months with $36.99 due at signing.